JoeteckTips, he's the man with the plan, guiding us through the digital land.
Hey guys, this is Joe Tech from JoeteckTips on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And today we're actually replacing the Wemo switches. They are end of life, which kind of sucks. And it is what it is, unfortunately. So we are going to be removing these and replacing them with Kasa. And Kasa is something that I recommend. I've been using them forever and they're not end of life. So we're going to show you how to replace the current Wemo switches. And as you can see, the power is off. Unscrew these. I mean, I could use a power tool. The new switches only have the white, which is the neutral, and the ground. It does not have anything else. It just has screw terminals. So let's pull this out and take a look what we need to do. So we got hot. We got the black wire. So we have quite a few pigtails here already. And it's a big box, so we have a lot of room here. So let's take a look. All right, so we might not have to cut. So we have two pigtails already on hot. Black and black. We have red. We might have to use that one. Let me pull this one out. Let's see. Because we like to make it nice and neat. Here we got the ground, and we got ground here. So we got two grounds. So we have red, black, white, white. Oh my God, green ground. White is here. So we have a pigtail coming off of here, which is it's actually pigtailed off of another white. And it's kind of difficult because I'm in the position I want to be in is where the camera is. So we're going to cut the white wires and we're going to use them as our pigtails to the new device. Actually, do we even need to do that? Only because the new switches actually have white wires on them. So hold on a second. Stand by. So we can abandon that and we can just connect the white switch. The white switch is hang on. I might as well grab them out now. So just so you can see, the new switch, the Kasa switch, doesn't have wires. It only has screw terminals. So that's what we're going to use for this. But this is the white wire, so there's no reason to connect these two anymore. So we're going to connect the white wire to this, this, and this, and the other switch. So we're going to do both switches at the same time, which we're doing it anyway at the same time. But this is how it's done. If you're too scared to do this yourself, obviously hire a electrician. But if it's really pretty much straightforward, I'm going to try to show you. So we're just going to do the red, which is technically the white. It's a pigtail off of the white, and there's also a pigtail off of this white. So we want to put them all four of them together. Then we want to put the wire nut over it like this and crank down on it. So let's see. So now we're going to have four switches in our way. All right, so that's good. So we have the new switches here, one here, one here. These are the new ones, and these are the old ones. And we're leaving them connected so we know what to do in terms of what wires to connect to what. So the white wires are done. We'll just move that outside. Here's the black wire. And there's a black wire here. So in theory, to lessen the amount of wires that are here, because we want to try to lessen that down, is that, oh, that came right out. Did you see that? See, that kind of sucks. We may need a bigger wire nut. or I just didn't do it good enough. Because these wire nuts are, let's see. Just crank down again. Okay, that looks better. Hey, I am not perfect. I make mistakes. All right, so let's do the ground wires since they're right here. So we're gonna remove the ground wire from the old switch, and we're gonna grab the new ground wire of the new switch. Pop that in there. That's that one. Then we go to this one here, which is the other ground from the old switch. We unscrew that one, remove that wire, pull that down, grab the other switch wire ground, and move that up to this, and put the wire nut back on. So now, technically ground and neutral, the white wire, they go to the same bus in the panel. But we still want to keep the wiring the same, the way it's supposed to be, legally. All right, so if you notice, the red wire is going to this black lead, and this red wire is actually going to the red wire. So what we're going to do with this one, because if you look carefully on the new switch, it's actually black and red, and we're going to use the same color codes for what we see, obviously. So this red wire, I mean, this is kind of tight to use this red wire for this switch. I mean, I could do that. It'll be really close. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to do that. So this red wire, we're going to use this switch. Let's get rid of this switch. So let's unbolt, let's unnut that one. There's the red. All right, so we have a free wire nut. So there's the red wire. So we want to loosen this here, and then hopefully we can get this in there and tighten it down. Okay, so the red wire is in on that particular one. And this is the position we want it in too, so it's perfect. And here's the black wire. So we want to loosen this nut enough. We didn't want to do it too much because the screws aren't too long. So we didn't want that to fall out. So we're going to unscrew this wire nut and remove the whole switch. So now this switch is gone. The old Wemo switch. And then we line up the wire into the side of the screw, and we screw it down. Okay, that's done. So this switch is finished. So now we can move over to the next one. So we have the red wire is connected to this one, and this red wire is connected to this black wire, and it's actually very important to see. So even though this is red, it's going to this black is acting as a red. Okay, it's acting as the load. This wire is the load. So this black wire is getting connected to the red switch, the red screw terminal on this switch. So it's very important not to disconnect everything, because you're going to get very confused on where things go. So we're going to unscrew this red one, because we know this is the load, and we're going to screw this one here, like so. Even though it's a black wire, it's the load wire. That's why it's key never to disconnect anything unless you're absolutely sure. And now this wire is the absolutely black wire. We undo that one. Now this switch is gone. Take that one out of the picture. And then we take this black wire and we put it right here, like so. Matter of fact, it's actually too long. Let's cut that off a little bit because it's going to stick out. And we slide that in like so. Perfect. You can see insulation right below, which is what you want to do. We tighten down on this thing. Just make sure. Good. Now, these are the positions that they have to go back in, so we can stuff this in. So we got to go careful because we want to make sure, because look, see how rigid it is? Boing. If we use the pigtails from the other switches, it would be much smoother and a little bit less. So let's see if we can get these in there without any of the nuts falling off, which is key. So the ground wire and the neutral wire of the switches are actually stranded wires. Now remember, the power is off, so okay, that one's in. And let's tuck this stuff in. And this one's in. Perfect. Now we just screw them down with the screws we removed. So we put one here, just to line it up. Put this one down here. And then we're going to turn the power back on, and then we'll show you how to connect this to your Casa system. It's a shame. Wemo really dropped the ball on this. So now we have the switches in. We could remove the plastic protector that was on them. And we're going to turn the light off. The light that's shining on the lights here. We're going to turn on the power, and these are going to start blinking. And then we're going to show you on the phone side. I'm using the phone to record this, but we're going to show on the phone side. So let me go turn the power on. All right, so let me shut the light off here so you can actually see it. So now that's actually orange and green. So they're both blinking, so we're good to go here. So let's move to the software. As you can see, Wemo support is ending. So the reason why we're in the Wemo app is because I need to find out what I actually named. I think it's dining room table. Yeah, there it is, dining room table. It's right there. So we got to remove this one. And we have dining room hi-hats, which is right here. Gotta remove that one because that's what those two are. Because I'm doing a smart home with Google, and I don't have to do anything. I already have it pre-set up. I have Casa devices already here, so my account's already linked to my Google Home account, so it makes it much easier. So now we're going to go to Casa. We go to Casa here, and now we want to hit the plus sign on the top right. So let me just see which one. So those are hi-hats, and that is the, okay, perfect. So now we hit the plus on the top right, we hit device, we hit smart switches, we hit smart dimmer, because that's what these are. These are HS220s. We do Wi-Fi setup. It's asking, is it already wired in? I go, yes it is. Is it blinking? Yes it is. So now it's going to find two of them. I do not know which one is which. So I did two at a time. Normally I do one at a time. So we're going to select this one. We're going to hit connect. We're going to know immediately. Is going to ask you for your Wi-Fi information. Once it's done with the Wi-Fi information and it connects the device, we'll know which one it is. Okay, so it actually got the hang on a second. Got the hi-hats. So this is the dining room hi-hats that it got, which is fine. Which is great. So now we're just waiting for it to finish. And then we're going to call this dining room hi-hats. Next, this is located in the living room. Actually, no, dining room. I want that switch like that because that's what it is. Then we hit confirm the firmware check. It looks good. If it does a firmware update, it'll be doing it between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. That's fine. So now it's going to do the dimming test. You can't see it because there's nothing recording, but we're going to do a test. It just went to full brightness and dimming down, and then it's going back up again. And it would smooth. Transition is 100% correct. Now it's asking me where do I want the maximum level, because sometimes the majority of the flickering happens is in this level here, this range. Since it's not happening, I'm going to hit next. And then how low do I want it to go? For low, like, that's okay. And then it was successful. So we say yes, smooth. Then we say got it. Got it again. And now we have dining room hi-hats, and they're functioning. And we're good to go. So now we hit it again. We hit plus. We hit device. We go to smart switches. We go to smart dimmer. We go to Wi-Fi setup. We go yes. Is it blinking orange and green? It is. We'll let it find it. It found it. We know that's dining room table. We removed it from the other Wemo app. The device should stop blinking orange and green once it gets Wi-Fi connection. And I'm going to call this dining room table. Dining room table. Next. It's in the dining room. Next. Sounds good. Got it. Now it's going to do the dimming test. These are a lot more sensitive. Smooth transition. Now we want to check for how bright we want it to be. There's no issues. We hit next. How low do we want it? So we hit plus until the lights go on. The lights are on dim. That's perfect. Now it's testing it again. Down to dim, because we don't want it off. That's what the switch is for. Smooth. Got it. Got it. Now we're done. So now we have the dining room table is lit. We turn it off. It's a nice slow transition, and we're done. That is it. Let's go back to the installation. All right, so let me just shut the light off real quick so you can see something. See how the lights are in white circles? That's good. So that's on, hi-hats. Hey Google, turn on the dining room hi-hats. There they are. Hey Google, turn on the dining room table. And there they are. Perfect. So we are 100% working. So let's turn this light back on. And let's put this plate back on, the one that we were using before. So we were using this here for the cover. And it fits perfect like this. And this, like I said, this is a universal plate. We just put these screws back in and pop the plate back on. That's why it's nice to have switches such as this, the square switches, versus any other smart switch, because it just looks prettier when it's all together and done. And it's also very helpful to have a magnetic screwdriver so the screws don't fall off of the tip of the screwdriver here. So we do that. That's good. Grab the cover and we snap it back on. there we go. It's a little dirty because this is the original that I had before. I'm not using a new hardware. I'm using pre-existing stuff because this is nice. Just have to clean it. Not a big deal. But that's it. And we're done. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
In the world of bytes and bits, where tech can make a strip, there's a guru with a knack for every digital tip. JoeteckTips the name, he's the one you'll seek. From gadgets to software, he's the one you'll meet. So if your tech's in a tangle, don't you fear. JoeteckTips here, let his advice draw near. With his help, you'll surely find in this digital world peace of mind. JoeteckTips, he's the man with the plan, guiding us through the digital land. With his wisdom and his wit, every tech woe will surely fix it.